One of the things that I'm going to ask you to do in the discussion board is to look at some of the smart growth and new urbanist proposals and classify them. Right? Let me talk about how I want you to classify them. I basically want you to ask two questions. First, what kind of situation do they see happening here? Right? Is it a case where they're trying to avert uncontroversial harms? Or is it a case where we have a conflict of preferences and they're trying to deal with that? Or is it a case in which they're trying to push solutions onto the level of a more local community? That is, are they trying to create a situation in which people can form different sub-communities, right, that express different preferences and resolve conflicts of preferences in different ways? Now, if it's the second, right, then we run into another set of issues. That is, if it turns out that what we're dealing with is a conflict of preferences and they recommend interference, then we have to ask the following. Right? Are they justifying the interference on the basis of claims that people ought to prefer one set of outcomes to another? Or are they justifying the interference on the basis of the claim that doing nothing would actually be unfair to people whose preferences lose out? Right? So again, right, we have a number of possibilities. It could be that they're proposing something because it's causing an uncontroversial harm and we therefore need to deal with it. It could be that what they're just suggesting is that we make it possible for people to have private or local, that handled on the level of private organizations or local government, right, that express community preferences. It could be that they're saying this is a situation where we have a conflict of preferences and we need to resolve it. Right? If so, are they saying that we need to resolve it in a certain way based on the claim that certain preferences are superior to others? Or are they suggesting that we resolve it, right, just based on the claim that doing nothing would actually be unfair to people whose preferences lose out? Right? So I want you to look through the proposals that they give and ask yourself, when they justify interference, what's the basis for justifying interference? What category does this fall into?